You are listening to the Winners Ways podcast with Bola Halabi, episode number 47.
Would you like to win and achieve success at what you do? Welcome to the Winners Ways podcast, where we create winners every day. And now, your host, the author of Winners Ways book and life coach, Bola Halabi.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Winners Ways podcast. This is episode 47 of this podcast, and today we'll be talking about ways to recession-proof your finances. I know from this topic it may seem as if I'm predicting a coming recession, but I want you to know that far from it. I'm not in the business of making predictions. And hey, I'm an optimist, but I also educate myself on events around me so that we can all learn, we can seek wisdom and make informed decisions on everything that is going on around. So if you've been following the financial news in America, it might look like the US economic expansion, which has been going on for over 10 years, is nearing its end. It's been one of the longest economic expansion in record. But at this point, there are many ominous signs that indicate that the long expansion may be coming to an end. There are various statistics that prove this or that shows this. The first is the global slowdown that is going on around. The economy of the United Kingdom, the Germany contracted from their last GDP report. The economy of China, India, and even the United States is slowing down. The Argentine stock market collapsed just because of a new election. The second thing is that the US manufacturing index, the PMI, contracted for the first time in 3 years, dropping to a figure of 49.1. The Fed cut interest rates. They cut interest rate when they want to speed up an economy. The yield curve inverted. And what does this mean? If you look at it, if you are saving or investing, let's say for a period of 10 years, compared with a period of 2 years or 1 year, you are expected to get a higher interest on your money for the longer term. That's for 10 years compared with 2 years. But when the yield curve inverts, you'll be getting higher interest on the shorter duration compared with the longer term. So that's yield curve inversion. So that happened recently, and that has been an indication of an upcoming recession. There is also a slowdown in business investment in the United States. This has been linked with the uncertainties in terms of the trade wars going on. But we still have some good news. The consumer confidence is still pretty high, and the unemployment rate is still very low in the United States. Although the trade wars going on between the two largest economies is not helping anyone at all. So the combination of all these signs is what is triggering the recession warnings. Some experts are predicting that it's going to come in 2020, and some are saying it won't come until 2021. Again, I'm not here to support or oppose these predictions. I just want to make sure that we put our financial house in order so that we won't be caught off guard in case it happens. The world that we are in today is a global village, because if you really look at it, when you manufacture an item here in the United States, it's not unusual to know that your customer is somewhere in Asia or in Africa. So what goes on elsewhere around the world may end up affecting the United States. I know it's difficult to accurately predict if or when an economic recession can happen, but my goal in this episode is to help you get ready financially so that if or when it happens, you will be in a good position. So today, we'll be sharing 5 recommendations or tips that will help you to recession-proof your finances. So are you ready? Now let's go. Number 1, you got to pay down your debt. Imagine a life where you have 0 debt. There's no credit card, no mortgage, no auto loan, no student loan, 0 debt. That's the level that you should get to. You can feel the confidence that you are going to have with your finances with 0 debt. The level of debt in our country is unbelievably high. The United States government itself is in debt to the tune of over $21 trillion. Student loan, mortgage loan, auto loan, credit card are all in trillions of dollars. I'm in no way blaming people for being in debt. I've been there before too. The goal here is to help you to prepare for any impending economic slowdown. So to recession-proof your finances, it's crucial that you pay down any outstanding debt. And my recommendation is that you should use the snowball practice to pay off your debt. And as you list your debt from smallest to largest, and you start starting with the smallest one. So the first tip for recession-proofing your finances is to ensure that you pay down your debt. Number 2, you need to boost your emergency savings. Now that you've paid down your debt, step 2 is to make sure that you have some savings. Because if you lose your job during an economic slowdown, having an emergency fund can make a lot of difference. In a country where too many people live paycheck to paycheck, missing a paycheck can sometimes mean foreclosure for some people. So by making sure that you build your emergency fund, you'll be able to tap into your savings when you actually have an emergency, such as a job loss. This way, you'll still be able to take care of your necessities while you look for a new job. So my recommendation here is you should have at least 3 to 6 months of your monthly income as your emergency fund. So that's number 2, boost your emergency savings. Number 3, find ways to reduce your living expenses. With or without downturn, it's always a good practice to review your finances from time to time to understand and explore ways you can make more savings. This may require you to review all your bills, your subscriptions, your utility bills, your insurance payment, your credit card payment, and even your car note. Where you have higher interest rates, try and refinance so that you can get lower interest rates. So the way to go about this is that you can look for other alternative options out there that will provide similar service but only cheaper. This is a good exercise to get accustomed to. For me personally, I review my insurance premium every 6 months to make sure that 1, I have the right coverage, and 2, that I'm not paying too much for these services. You can look at eliminating some non-essential services such as your streaming service, your gym membership, or anything that you really don't need. So number 3, you should go ahead and eliminate anything that you don't need. I've written several articles and podcast episodes about how to cut costs and achieve some savings. Head on to my website, winnersways.com, to find out more. Number 4, stick to your budget. I hope you have a working budget in place. The budget is to help you to organize your finances on a month-to-month basis. If you don't have a budget created, I have a budgeting guide that you can download. So I'm going to leave a link on my show notes so that you can get the budgeting guide and you can download it. Obviously, we have different kind of expenses from month to month. We have expenses that are essential for each month, such as your food, your housing, your utilities, your insurance, and you have discretionary spending as well. Maybe you want to dine out, maybe vacation, maybe cable subscription. You can eliminate anything in the discretionary category without altering your lifestyle too much. So my recommendation here is you need to create a budget and you should comply with your budget. You should try to live within your means so that you know where your money goes at the end of each month. Number 5, you should start a side business. In the gig economy of today, there are tons of ways that you can make money that is different from the traditional 9-to-5 jobs. For example, do you know that you can register on freelance website and make money on offering services to other people? If you know about web design, graphic design, copywriting, voiceover, Photoshop, or technical writing, you can immediately start making money by registering your service on websites such as Fiverr or Upwork. So start a side business. Even if you can't do that, if you have a car, you can drive. You can register with Uber or Lyft, or even deliver meals for DoorDash or Walmart delivery. So you can earn some side hustle income. If these are not your strong suits, however, you can think of a service that you can start after work. That way you can learn how to generate some income for yourself. And that's it. 5 ways you can recession-proof your finances. Number 1 is to pay down your debt. Number 2, boost your emergency savings. Number 3, reduce your living expenses. Number 4, create and stick with your budget. And number 5, start a side business. No one can predict when or if an economic recession will occur. It's always better to do your best by putting yourself in a good financial position to minimize the pain if there was any economic slowdown. The tips and recommendations that I share today will help you do just that. None of us has any crystal ball. The purpose of this episode is just to provide information about economic outlook and provide guidance that can help you withstand some period of downturn. I hope I've been able to serve you today. I hope you gain something from today's episode. I want you to win with your money. I want you to live a life that is free from financial worry. And that's what Winners Ways is all about. For you to work in a job that you love and enjoy your money. Till next time again, this is Bola Halabi. Now, go win.
This episode of Winners Ways podcast has come to a close. We hope you enjoy and learn something from today's show. We want you to win and excel in all areas of your life, and we regularly explore and share information with our listeners to empower them to win. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more tips and strategies to help you find the success that you've always dreamt of. And don't forget to rate and review so that we can continue to bring you more podcast episodes to empower you. We will love to have you again next week. Now, keep winning.